guys, keep in mind we're going to be going down about 8 stories, and some areas are going to be really slick, so watch where you step.
Okay. Don't touch your face.
That's pretty swag.
Did you not see the story? Kids?
Whoa. 3 kids from this? I'm not
Alright guys, now that we're actually inside the cave, do you want a little history lesson? Yes, of course. Alright, so the entrance cave. The real entrance to the cave is right above y'all's heads, and it's this massive sinkhole that we see right here. So because of this sinkhole, this is how the cave was first discovered by moonshiners during the Prohibition era. So basically a bunch of middle-aged men needed a place to come and illegally brew their whiskey and beer. And so these boys did so. They brewed right down here for about 13 years. Once Prohibition was lifted, they got all of their supplies and headed out. Then, a few years later, they decided to come in after the moonshiners and discover all of the cave that I'm about to show you. So, obviously it was a little girl's idea to come explore. Definitely not her brother's. So yeah. And her brothers, they sent her down on the rope first too. So her brothers dropped her about 60 feet down on the rope. And then they dropped her another 75 feet down over here. So the parents were out of town. Okay. Anyways, feel free to ask as many questions as you'd like and take lots of pictures.
Amazing.
No, they died in the Vietnam War, so.
So in this day and time, the cave would have been discovered because our kids would have been on an iPad.
Say, hey.
Let's show you this.
What is that?
They like to come down.
Oh, that's so cool.
Alright everyone, if y'all look over here when you get down, this is the exact spot where the whiskey still once was, because if you look above, you'll see a bunch of black ash ensued as a result from all those years of hardcore brewing. So those boys were at it pretty well because this will never ever go away. It's like a snapshot immediately up from the ground, and then stalactites hang tight to the ceiling. But this stalagmite is the exact stalagmite that the kids tied their rope to and dropped about another 75 feet from where I'm standing. So, yeah. 38 and opened up in 1940 to the public. So all of these stairs and railings are original from 1940.
Wow.
Just a little.
Dogs like a chip.
shooting a music video. But we have our concerts right over here, actually. So yeah, y'all will get to see the stage in a minute.
This is like a brand.
Alright guys, so I know a few of you have been to other caves before, but does anyone actually know how caves are formed? Any ideas? No geniuses? Yeah, pretty much. So caves, by definition, are just basically formed by water. So super, super long time ago when cavemen were around, this was a flourishing underground river. And we know that because if you look over here, we have an ancient fossilized sand bed. And so in this sand bed, we can actually see a few fossils. So it looks like we have an oyster over there. So anytime you see a small white speck, I can guarantee you it's some kind of bone. All right, do we have any bat fans in here? Anyone like bats? No. Good.
Yeah.
After COVID, I'm not too big of a fan of bats, but they can be cute. We have one species of bat in here, and it's called a tricolored bat, and this is about as big as they get. So they are a microbat species, and this is their wingspan. So I haven't seen one since last December, so if you see one, let me know. Which is kind of a good thing, because if they would smell bad. Alright everyone, so this first room we're in is called the food court room. So over here we have a fried egg. Yeah. Or if you're organic, we have cage free over here. Yeah, sorry guys, lots of dad jokes, it's part of the script. Actually, let's do a quick comparison. Alright, you guys see this rock in my hands? If this was a piece of the cave, this would take about 12,000 years to get this big. So that is a long time, y'all. That is longer than we will ever live. Whereas this guy, it only took him about 83 years to get as big as he is now. So this rock is growing on top of the concrete that was placed here in 1940. So kind of a cave miracle if you ask me. Same case for this little guy over here. Alright, so with our eggs, what else do we like for breakfast? Bacon. Bacon. Yup, y'all got. Did you say pancakes? Over here we have some cave bacon. Yeah. And then if you want something salty, we have some cave popcorn up here. So these formations are actually very sharp. They could easily scratch your skin and pull your clothing. But over time they become quite smooth and bulbous and they grow crystals on the end, which is what we see right there. And that white crystal is called a celestite crystal, and that's one of the 3 crystals that grow here in the cave. And then right here we have our cave carrot. And then right next to it we have our 40 scoop ice cream cone. Yeah. You want to guess what flavor it is?
Vanilla.
Vanilla, good guess, but think like a dad. What would a dad say?
Maybe it would be
Rocky Road, she got it. Good job, guys.
I failed.
Alright, do we have any
You are a
University of
dad.
Texas alumni? Well, the reason why I bring it up is UT, their School of Natural Sciences, they are doing a research experiment over here. So basically what these college kids are trying to figure out is how fast caves actually grow. And they are growing their own stalagmite. So they've been doing pretty good, and every 6 months they take out the plate, and replace it with a new one. And then Texas State University, they're also doing an experiment in here, but I have no idea what it's doing. It's been here for like 2 years. So they haven't come and checked on it at all. And then over here, we have some frozen grapes. And then behind this wall, if you crawl about 300 feet back and kind of bend down, you'll see that there is another room just like this one, except the ceiling is 7 times taller. Wow. Pretty crazy, yep. Anyways, are there any questions?
Oh, man, you're gonna crawl back there.
I don't know if I can. I'm scared. If I can crawl.
Alright guys, did I tell you how the cave got its no-name title?
It was a contest.
Oh, he did his research.
I read it up there.
Oh, smart guy. Yeah, basically, so there's a contest in 1940 because the owner forgot to name the cave. Now, I'm not sure how you get to name your business, but he did. So what he decided to do is to go to some of the world's best cave namers, the little kids. He went to the local elementary school and held a contest of $250. And one boy said, "Sir, this cave is too beautiful to be named. Why not name the cave without a name?" And we think he's talking about this room over here. So yeah, this is our main bedroom. This is where we do all of our events. Love it. Alright everyone, so this is our main And they are exactly what they sound like. So I've been working here for about 10 months, and my coworkers have always told me that this pool of water is 8 feet deep. Obviously, I'm very gullible because it's not, but actually it is 2.5 feet deep. So it looks much more shallow than that, right? So the reasoning behind that is this water is so clear, it perfectly reflects its surroundings, giving off that strange illusion. So, kind of the same case for this guy over here. Y'all want to guess how deep it is from right here?
A foot.
Foot? Good guess. Anyone else? Foot? Inches? So this is almost 15 feet, right about here.
No, that's
You're lying.
that's 15 feet.
Throw a rock in there.
Why don't you jump in there? I'm kidding. This is like 6 to 8 inches at most. Yeah. Sorry. This is actually 2.5 feet deep right here. Yep. But these are all pretty shallow. And then over here we have our zombie hands sticking up from the ground. Alright, and then as y'all walk down there, just be careful because it's pretty slick and people tend to fall.
Yeah, on my knee. Walking through that little where I feel like there.
Oh.
Oh, are you singing?
The tallest room in the cave. This is called the tower room. So from the ground to the ceiling is about 99 feet tall, and it's scary enough, from the ceiling to the surface of the earth is only 6 feet. So if you were to like bury a body or something, that body would just fall right through. Or pools. Pools are 6 feet under as well. But the reasoning behind that is that all of these big boulders fell from the ceiling a super long time ago when there was tectonic plate movement. So if we were to put all of these back up there, they would fit perfectly like a puzzle. Kind of why our leaning tower of Boerne is growing on top of this rock that fell from that ceiling. Yeah. Does anyone believe in aliens?
Yes.
Yes, my type of people. So I know they're real because if you look over here, we have some ancient alien handwriting. I mean, scientists, they say it's fossilized worms, but what do they know? It's not like you're smart or anything. And then over here, we have our snowy mountain. So all of those crystals you see on it are called calcite deposits. And basically, they form on the formation when it's dead. So, ironically enough, the dead things in this cave are prettier than the living. Y'all are welcome to go around and look over here. Just watch out for the water or take pictures. Do whatever you want to do. Oh, yes.
No, it's 1,025,000 feet deep. Or maybe meters. Or maybe even. Oh, wait,
Drink it.
Alright, everyone, are you ready to move on? I'm going to turn these lights. Alright, everyone, here we have Greg the alligator. He's got one eye but a big snout. Maybe a hippo, here you can see. And then if if you come stand where I'm standing and look directly up, you'll see 2 angel wings, probably from the people who died in the cave. Only 2. It's kind of a cool picture. And then over here, we have the biggest bacon in Texas because everything is bigger in Texas, of course. So from the base to the end, it's about 18.5 feet long. But this formation is super fragile. If I were to punch it, it would shatter very, very easily, and I'd probably get fired. And then as we come over here, guys, to all these benches, if you take a seat, because I will be turning off all the lights. All of them, yes. No? So no chickens?
I'm sure about caves, but
Oh.
totally not.
Alright, lights are gonna go out in 5, 4, 1.
How many days did it come down until they discovered it all?
Sir?
How long did it take them to discover the whole place?
They actually walked as far as we will walk over here in about 2.5 hours in one day. So yeah, we discovered it all. So they didn't discover the entire cave. No one actually has discovered the entire cave. We only know about one more mile down this way. But this cave is just so big, it's kind of hard to see all of it. Any questions? Anyone else? Definitely, if you like rock flavor, bacon.
Yes, I do.
Alright guys, and if you follow me, we can continue on. You got a little sheepdog up here.
I like it.
Yeah, just don't go down that path because that's someone else's property. Yeah. So if you see this pole right here, this is our water system. This is where we pump all the water from our above ground river up into our bathrooms. And actually, if you put your face to it, you'll see direct sunlight. So that's about 83 feet up right there. That's how we're getting out. All right. And then if you look over here, so this is our above ground river. And this is where the cave commercially ends, but the cave naturally doesn't end for about 6 miles out this way.
6 miles?
Yeah, so that's what we presume. So in 2016, we had a group of scuba divers. They went about a mile back down the cave this way. And at one point, these scuba divers found another room like this, except it was twice as tall, but all underwater. So, pretty crazy, yeah. And so these scuba divers, they think that the cave extends for about another 6 miles out this way.
Is the water draining through the part now?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Yeah, so this water is also extremely cold. It's about 47 degrees Fahrenheit. So you would die of hypothermia in about an hour, unless if you're wearing a dry suit, of course. And then right here we have a flood line from the 2002 flood, and then another water line from the 1997 flood on top of our little Texas. So, since the owner of this cave is a cheapskate, we still gave tours at the time, we just didn't come down here. And then over here is an entirely different cave called Dead Man's Cave. And this is a secret entrance to Dead Man's Cave. So the river... Sorry, there's something weird down there. So the river is only about a few inches over here. But over here it's about 6 or 7. But the deepest it gets is about 120 feet deep.
120?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Pretty crazy. I don't know what that stuff is. I'm gonna check it out later.
Crystals.
Anyways, so this is Dead Man's Cave. You wanna know why it's called Dead Man's Cave?
I don't want to know.
So when you go in here, you die. Yeah, we're not going in there though. No one's gonna die.
How do you die if you go in it?
So you don't actually die. So the first death was in the 90s when we found a Native American skeleton from the Choctaw tribe. So there's actually, we think there's a whole Native American burial site back there because in Native American culture, they bury the dead in caves. So there's probably many more skeletons. And then in 2007, someone died on their own exploration down here. So he went about a mile back down the Cave River this way and drowned. Yeah. That was about 14 years ago, and ironically enough, that was the owner's son. Yeah. It's kind of cursed.
That's cool.
So does that cave come out above ground also? Is there an above ground entrance somewhere?
There is, yes, sir. There's actually many entrances to Dead Man's Cave because it's owned by someone else.
Okay,
But yeah, this is just a secret entrance.
gotcha.
Yeah, the main entrance to Dead Man's Cave is about like this big. So it's really hard to get into.
So that's not a commercial cave?
No, sir. It's private. It's just it's really dangerous too. Yeah, are there any questions? No. Yes. So someone just get a text message?
I think
I have a Microsoft Teams meeting shortly.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did you get reception down here? So yes, sir, this is Deerport, but it's just heavy bags filled with sand because this was our dam that we built a long time ago, and there's a huge flood last week, and it kind of pushed all the dam over. So, yeah, I think maintenance should get shortly.
So do people still actively explore this cave?
Yes, sir. I think the last time we had exploration was in 2016 or 17. Or no, that was in 2018. So yeah, we had this one girl and her husband. She came down here and they explored about half a mile down this way and went into this upstairs room that was completely filled with crystal. So I'm not sure how you get to explore it, but it's been pretty recent. Yeah, any other questions? And if y'all would do something?
Oh, no. There's a piece of trash there.
Sky.
Very exotic. It's very exotic. Why is there that?
Onion.
Okay. Are we sitting in the dark again?
No, we're just. Hey, if you stay with us, please. Love you.
Hey, so what'd you say about people can't drink the water?
No, sir. So there's a super unhealthy amount of magnesium in this water, and we would die of a bacteria infection in about a month.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have like
I feel like we should tell people that before we do it.
Yeah, most fun parts. Alright guys, we're gonna have the best part of the tour, which is going up the stairs. Yay! Alright, actually guys, so that is the official end to the cave tour. I hope you enjoyed because I sure did. Super welcome and appreciated. But as we go up, keep in mind it's 8 stories, so please do take your time. We are in no rush whatsoever, and it's not a race. So y'all can go right ahead.
Kenzie, you got her?
Yeah. Gotta be the last.
All right, girlfriend.
She can take the first leg, maybe you can take the second leg.
Oh, Nancy, do you want to go at the end? I can do it.
No problem.
I just got tired of hard steps. Oh, Lord. Y'all can go ahead and break me.
Sister-in-laws?
That's pretty cool. We're getting close to the spot.
Yeah.
It's worse than the apartment.
Holy shit.
Where are you going?